Year after year, thousands of men report seeing the same girl in their dreams. Same hair, same dress, same blank space where her face should be. I myself was among these men, and when a close friend of mine told me that he began seeing her again, I had to find out why. Now, many of you have probably never heard of her, and your first reaction is probably skepticism. I mean, this is the internet after all. Someone could have made her up, people read about it, and then their minds did the rest. And you wouldn't be crazy for that assumption, because it actually has happened before. In 2008, a website appeared titled This Man. The story was simple. Thousands of people all over the world saw the same middle aged man in their dreams. Same heavy brows, same thin lips, same odd stare. It went viral, newspapers picked it up, and psychologists weighed in. But years later, it was all revealed to be fake. Just one big marketing scheme. The dreams weren't real, people read about him, and their minds did the rest. Now you might be wondering, is the faceless girl the same? To which I've got to show you something interesting. She actually predates the internet. She predates Reddit, the dream forums, the TikTok videos. She shows up in stories dating back centuries, long before the internet. In Japan, they call her the Nopara Bo. In Germany, the White Lady. In Mexico, La Llorona. In Korea, the Cheonyuguish. I'm gonna work on that pronunciation. And the previous ones. Anyway, same figure, different continents, centuries apart. So whatever she is, she didn't start on the internet. In 1916, the Swiss psychiatrist named Carl Jung wrote down something that I think explains a lot of this. He called her an anima, the unconscious feminine living inside every man. Not a fantasy, not a crush, but a part of his own psyche that he's never fully met. Jung said she appears in dreams, constantly to men who've never seen a therapist, men in cultures that have never heard the word psychology. And here's the part that gets me the most. She has no face, because she isn't a person. She's an archetype. A face would make her one woman. Her facelessness is what makes her every woman. The mother, the lover, the stranger, the grief, the wisdom. A single face couldn't hold all of that, so your brain draws a blank instead. But Jung went further. He believed every human inherits a hidden layer of mind older than language, older than culture, a library of symbols passed down not through books, but through blood. He called it the collective unconscious. If he was right, then a man in Tokyo, a man in Berlin, a man in Mexico City could all dream of the same woman, without ever meeting or speaking, because she was already inside of them, waiting to be found. Now, I do want to be fair though. While I am a huge fan of Jung, and I believe that his theory is correct, there is a simpler explanation, a scientific one. You see, there's a region of your brain called the fusiform face area. It's a part that recognizes faces, and during REM sleep, when you dream, that region often doesn't fully activate, meaning your brain literally cannot render a face. She's faceless because, in a sense, you are too. It's the cleaner answer, the skeptical one, but it doesn't explain the Nopara Bo, the White Lady, or the girl with no face who keeps showing up to men who've never heard of Carl Jung. Now, there's one more reading I want to leave you with. Some psychologists, modern ones, not Jung, believe that the faceless girl is something simpler and a little sadder. They think she's the shape of unmet longing. Your mind reaches for a partner, conjures an idea of her, but it can't fill in a face because no real face fits the shape your heart is making. She is, in a sense, a silhouette of loneliness. When I initially looked into this, I was surprised. Not that other people had dreams of the faceless girl, it was that they reported her being similar throughout them. I've dreamt of many faceless girls throughout my life, different heights, races, voices, personalities, but just like her, my type in woman has changed over the years, and so has my view of myself. That's why these last two explanations feel the most accurate to me. The faceless girl never felt like a myth or a legend, or some warning. In fact, I looked forward to these dreams. Looking back, she just felt like another ever-changing part of me. So with all that said, comment down your stories of the faceless girl. Maybe we've all got a bit more in common than we'd expect.